Troycast with Mike and Jay. Shalom. Hello, Jay.
Hey, everybody.
How are you?
I am well to quite well. Thank you for having me.
It's been a zoo around here. I appreciate everyone's patience, as the day has been starting very early and ending very late.
Got a lot going on,
A
man.
lot of balls in the air. No pun intended. Jerry from the Jacks, who's sitting across from me. Jerry, how are you?
I'm fine. I raised my eyebrows. I don't know if anybody can
I
see
know
those eyebrows. Yeah.
a lot of balls in the air. Wow.
Balls in the air.
You're like a child. You're like a middle schooler.
Thank you.
You even say balls or anything. You know, God forbid you say cock sucking or butt fucking.
No, I said
Jerry.
cock sucking on in the tent with what's his name over there
Right.
earlier.
Eric.
Well, even
Eric,
like,
yeah.
Tim is over here working with DMAC on some studio stuff, and I forget what was the phrasing. It was just a dick thing, and I just look over at Jerry, and just like
giggling.
just a school boy get it, like I wish I could remember what the phrase was.
I
Do you
wish
remember?
you could. I don't know.
Okay.
Well,
I think you guys are making fun of me. You're making fun
kidding me?
with me. I know.
Kidding?
I
Come
know. You're
on.
good guys.
Well, Jerry, we want to thank you first off because we had a goal of a certain amount of money we wanted to raise. As you can see, we're in the mid-construction here of
It's
the new studio,
Beautiful.
and it was actually Jay's suggestion. Okay, the most conservative member of the team that said, "Hey, man, if we get to a certain level, why don't we bring Jerry in?"
Yeah, huh?
Oh.
Huh?
Hmm?
How you like that?
I'm-
You were on
I'm-
Jay's mind.
Very much.
Well,
Always on.
he's got the love beads on too.
Yeah, that's right. A couple
So-
years ago, Gerald
Yeah.
made me these nice beads, and I'm wearing them today.
You know, it's funny because Jay, I don't know if you put this, if you've hidden this, stored this away in your head, but of all the people on the show, Jerry's got the hots for you most.
Oh, boy.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
Right, Jerry?
I think everybody on the show has the hots for Jay.
Yeah, that's
Oh,
true.
boy.
He's
Yeah,
good
that's
looking guy.
probably
he's,
true.
and why so many people tune in.
It was funny.
Sure.
So we flew you in last night. Thanks to Travis Bully, who used a lot of miles to bring you in last minute. That was,
Thank you, Travis.
Yeah, he's a good guy. He's
Uh-huh.
a good boy. He does a
Yes,
lot of. He helps
Despite
us out a
his
lot.
last name.
Yeah, he's no bully.
No.
He's very good. But you had
Well,
a nice
it's like this
flight.
is the bully pulpit.
Pulpit.
Cheapers.
Boy.
So did you have a nice flight? Was it good?
It was completely normal.
Yeah. Did you get TVs on the back of the?
Yeah,
seat?
but I didn't watch Colette. They had the movie Colette, which I didn't catch in the theaters. They yanked it so soon, and
Sounds like a perfect opportunity to watch Colette. That was
It
yanked
did,
from the
yeah.
but I
theater so
chose not to.
soon.
I chose to read my book, and I was glad because the people in front of me were watching Colette, and they landed the plane before the movie was over.
Oh,
Oh,
that's
boy.
brutal. Yeah.
So
It's a
I'm
long
glad.
movie. When did they start
Yeah,
the
that's a
flight?
4.5 hour flight. Man.
So it seems odd that they would do that, but anyway.
Yeah, that happens on like when I fly to New York. It's like, oh, I've got an hour and 10 minutes. I can't watch a movie. So I
Yeah,
end up watching
I had
sitcoms.
a nice lightweight book.
Yeah. Well, it was great of you. As you know, started out in the tent
Mhm.
last night, and boy, oh boy, he was going all night. His mom wouldn't fucking leave me alone. She was texting me all night, worried about her little boy and frostbite. And then Jerry got here today and hopped in that tent with E, and they were having quite the discussion. And then wouldn't you know it, Darren McCarty shows up and crashes the tent, and Jerry
Crashes, and the crashes in the sense that he crashes the party, not that the tornado
Yeah,
just.
Oh yeah, no, the Tasmanian devil comes whipping through, and Jerry doesn't know what the Stanley Cup is. He doesn't know. He guessed that it was hockey, and
I
that was
did.
that was good. Jay, at one point, he's talking to Darren. He's like, "Well, would you like to jack off?" I'm like, he asked Darren McCarty if he wanted to jack off together.
Leave no stone unturned, right, Gerald?
It's a numbers
Sure.
game.
You
That's
don't
right.
know. Yeah, it is a numbers game, right?
Right, exactly.
That's why
It's like-
fishermen troll.
But it's like of all people you could ask, that could have ended very badly. He's a great guy, but he's a tough dude, man.
He's been known
Well-
to kick a few asses in his day.
A few. A few.
We had Eric in between us, but I was safe.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah, it was
He
funny.
was safe too. He's a nice guy.
T-Roy goes, man, could you imagine talking to Drew and Mike 20 years ago and going, yeah, at some point down the road, Darren McCarty and Jerry from the Jacks would be smoking a joint together in Mike's backyard. No, I could
In
not
a
see that
tent.
happening. But it happened today.
Yeah.
It happened today. And E's raising money for the South Oakland shelter. And how did it go last night, E? Did you have fun?
Yeah, doing pretty good. We're doing pretty good. Slow but steady at the beginning, but that's how it usually goes. People have to
Yeah.
kind of. People, I think, have caught on to the fact that we tend to throw out incentives at some point.
they're waiting,
So
all right.
I think there's
I
some
threw out
people
some good ones yesterday.
Waiting for the pot to get sweetened, huh?
Dude, what's with your son, Manny? He wants to hear E scream as loud as he can for 10 straight seconds.
He's
I
like,
could hear that in the
like
house,
he's
dude.
being eaten.
Like he's being eaten.
Yeah.
You could hear that?
Oh. He had you yell as loud as you can for 10 straight seconds. I was waiting for the cops to show up. It's like, of course, Manny went. He doesn't want anything like in return, you know, like a dinner at the Fades. No, he just wants to hear Eric scream. And he wasn't even offering anything.
Yeah, my kids are kind of addicted to this Eagle Cam, man.
It is addictive.
Me and Manny were watching last night for probably a good hour. And then this morning, I left it on and I left the room and Sweet Pie jumped on and she started commenting.
Oh, no.
I came back. I'm like, oh, what'd you say? What'd you say? What'd you say? And I read it's a bunch of would you rathers. But
Which there were some good ones in there.
Would you rather? Forgot
See,
about that.
I assume, by the way, I didn't realize this. I assumed that what had happened was you were sitting there with her. And so I was doing the tiny girl. Like I was yelling.
That's what she said.
Jerry looks so confused right now. Jay's beautiful princess of a little daughter. What is she, 10, 11, something like
10.
that? 10. And he calls her Tanny Girl.
Sweet Pie.
Sweet Pie.
Huh.
And so she
jumped
loves
on
Eric.
she jumped on the feed this morning. Yeah, she's texted with Eric for many hours in the past.
Her English is getting
Yeah.
very
They're on the
much
same
better.
mental level, so it works.
I-
It works well, you know? Yeah. And so
Great minds.
yeah. So I woke up and I could hear him again through the glass.
Yeah.
And Christina was here.
Right,
And
giving
she
me
was
breakfast.
popping a zip on
Yes,
his
man.
forehead.
He showed me that.
And he
yeah.
was yelling.
Oh, he was.
I was
he's
having my
never popped one
breakfast.
before.
I was having my breakfast, and there's Eric getting his zit popped. I thought, what the kind of a world is this?
Yeah.
So you were over at Cara's at the time.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Cara made me scrambled eggs, and
Nice.
I'm eating, and here he is getting his zit popped. I thought,
Yeah.
"Oh, that's modern, I guess.
That's a way to word it.
Well, Jerry, you know, the last thing we want is to find out down the road that we ran into an imposter, Jerry. So
Yeah.
if you wouldn't mind, Jay, you want to take this one?
Yeah, you want to go ahead and if we could just get a voice check here. I'm going to ask you a question. We
Yeah,
wanna
I
make
know
sure-
what question you're going
Okay.
to ask me. Yeah, no,
What-
I could ask you the same question.
Docking is.
Well, docking. You were leaping at that. Oh, it finally been asked. I can finally reveal what the definition is.
No, Jerry's getting tired of his tagline, man.
I told him
bad.
it's become his
No, no,
free
no.
bird. Like
Yeah.
it's like
Yeah. Got to play the hits, man. You got to
Yeah.
play the hits.
All right, Jerry, what is docking?
Docking is the insertion of the glands of one man's penis into the foreskin of another's.
Well done, sir.
That's him.
Well done.
You got the
Yeah,
green light there,
it's
Jay?
him.
That-
Yes,
it checks out.
We've got
Very
the.
Docking is the insertion of one man's glands into the foreskin of another's.
Yep.
Yeah, beautiful.
By
Love
golly,
it.
yeah.
Well, you did say that when we were talking off the air a couple weeks ago that, well, you know, when I come to town, I mean, if there's anyone that wants to get together and jack off,
Yeah,
you know,
yeah.
you would be available for that.
Possibly. I mean, given geography and travel. And stuff
Sure,
like that.
sure. And so we kind of put the word out there. Hey, if anyone's out there, I don't know if the Detroit Jacks
Mhm,
branch is
mhm.
still around.
Mhm.
We did get a letter from someone that inviting you to join the team, and I believe it's tomorrow, Jay.
Be tomorrow night. Yeah, Tuesday.
So I can read it to you.
I'd like to hear it.
Yeah, see if
I
you're up
bet,
for
I
it.
bet, I bet everybody out there in podcast then wants to hear it too.
Oh, I guarantee they do. And I did have Jay do a quick Bing search to make sure this wasn't a joke,
yeah,
setup. You know,
Well, I mean, as best I can, right?
Right.
The
confirmed
place
couple
is a
things.
real place.
Yes.
it's a real
Yes.
place, yes, and
Okay.
it appears that lots of men like to hang out there and do
Huh.
whatever they do. So we are meeting at the Eagle, located on
They
this
named
road.
it after him.
Right, the Big Eagle.
Yeah.
In Highland Park. I won't give the address.
Okay,
so I guess-
no, don't do that.
You don't do that?
No.
Okay, all right. I
Protect
wasn't
the
going to, but-
confidence. People want to know, they'll find out.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So it's in Highland Park. The Eagle is part of the Menjos complex. Menjos, and is the I'm just looking into
How do they
it.
spell that?
Menjos.
Menjo.
Is it men jackoffs?
Kinda seems like.
Yeah,
mhm.
something funny about that.
Crypto, but not much.
It's the door furthest west on the corner of
Oh.
the complex. The meeting is Tuesday,
Oh.
February 19th. The doors at 6:30.
Wow,
The event runs until 10.
great.
So you can retool a couple times and get
Yeah.
right back in the game.
Mhm.
The doors will lock at 9, so
Good.
do not be there after then. As always, Albaline and paper towels will be provided by the Jacks. What the hell is Albaline?
Albaline is petroleum-based lubricant. It's used as a facial cleanser. People use it backstage a lot because it's better than some of the other cold creams.
Gotcha.
Non-toxic, I take it.
As well as plastic bags to stash your clothes in, but you are welcome to bring your own duffel for clothes storage and your own lube of choice if you would like.
Mhm.
You're also welcome to bring masturbation toys and items like cock rings,
Mhm.
as long as nothing that you are using is inserted into the body, such as dildos, butt plugs, sounds.
Yeah.
What the hell is
The
sounds?
sound's a metal, usually device.
About how? Whoa.
Oh,
About
yay
how
long?
long?
Yay long?
Yeah.
Whoa,
Wow.
Jesus.
What?
There's usually a slight bend or curve at the pointier part,
My
and then there's a
God.
flange at the top from which the doctor holds onto as you insert it into the urethra.
Oh, God.
Oh no! Hi, Mrs. Fady. By the way,
Oh,
we should-
Lord
This
God,
is-
Jesus help me.
Eric's
This
mom's
is
watching.
this is a procedure. If there's an ulceration somewhere along the urethra, you want to break the blister. It's like
Oh,
I'll
zip
just call it
popping.
okay.
Okay,
And
we call
you-
Jack
I think
Jack.
we're-
I think
Got
we're
it. Got it.
Yep.
Get the
We're
shovel to
good.
the head ready.
The best way to do it is, you warm up your albaline into a liquid form and you pour it
course.
down with a little funnel. Then you drop it in.
Yeah,
Now-
no, it's expert.
The
Yeah,
other,
got
the,
it.
the
procedure.
most important thing about this is if you had prostate surgery or some other thing happen so that you don't have erections anymore, but you want stimulation, this is a good way to do it. It
Oh.
will stimulate the prostate and in what I'm told is an exquisite way.
Okay.
And
This is just better than the old-fashioned penis pump.
it's completely different. This
Okay.
doesn't have anything much to do with the corpora cavernosa or the musculature of the penis. It has
Well,
much to-
Sure,
yeah,
what?
absolutely.
It's the inside.
I was
yeah.
thinking that too.
Yeah, yeah.
Also, fleshlights apparently are banned.
They're banned.
I guess you
Huh.
were nothing that you are using is inserted in the body, such as dildos, butt plugs, sounds, etc. Fleshlights. Oh, okay. Fleshlights are welcome. I was like, that's just something you bang.
Right, right,
You know.
right.
Tengas.
Don't know.
Well,
I better
we
go
got
find out.
Well, we didn't get
Yeah.
Jerry some Tengas.
I get
Tengas. Let me get on the
Yeah,
big
Jay,
machine.
get on the
over
big machine. It's Tengas, and we're all going to learn together what a Tenga
here.
is.
I'm
I
about to
hope
ruin
so.
my computer here,
It
but here
takes
goes.
two to
There's going to be a
tango,
lot of
maybe.
commercials
Yeah,
that pop
how
up on the
about
side of
that?
your screen now,
Yeah.
Jay, that you're going to not like.
Tenga, male pleasure.
Oh,
Let's
boy.
see. New adult concept. It looks like something insertable, does it not?
No, you can't have anything insertable.
Vacuum cup. Let's see.
Jerry, how do you not know about a Tenga?
I don't know what
This looks to be a brand. It looks like there's all sorts of
I-
stuff under the Tenga brand.
it's a Tenga brand.
It says fleshlights, Tengas, and other jack-off sleeves
Yeah.
are welcome.
Okay, so Tenga must just be another jack-off sleeve that I'm not.
Okay. When you arrive, we ask for $5 to help cover the cost of the venue and the supplies. We'll cover that. We'll get you $5 for you.
Wonderful.
Wow.
Give him $5.
Sure.
At that time, you will be provided with a red or white wristband.
Uh-huh.
A red wristband indicates that you do not want to be touched by the other participants. A white wristband, you're going to want a white one. I can tell right now. Indicates that you are open to being touched by the other participants. Please do not approach anyone wearing a red wristband during the meeting. Do not embarrass us in front of this Jack's chapter, okay? Do not be touching on dudes.
At this point, you're
red
representing the
one.
Detroit
I-
Cats.
yes,
at this
you
point,
are.
So,
Okay.
You know,
please.
we gave E the same message when he went out and represented us,
I hope I can do well.
and we failed miserably because if you remember,
I remember
came
very
back with-
well.
he needs to be better trained.
He does.
That's right.
Yes.
He needs to be better trained.
See? So don't go up to anyone wearing the red wristband during the meet. You are free to switch your wristband color at any time.
Oh,
there you
good.
go.
Yeah, I like that.
So halfway
Get
through,
one
you're
of
like,
each. Yeah, right.
Give me
yeah.
the red one. Give me the red one. He's
Yeah,
going too far.
Yeah.
Yeah, during the 3-hour meeting. I thought that was
Yeah.
pretty excessive. Anybody?
Well,
No?
here's the
3
thing.
hours?
Three and a half.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, 6:30.
If you get
to 10,
there
Yeah.
when the doors open.
Well, see, Jay, this is what obviously the jack off community knows about that we didn't. But I was telling him just today, one of my biggest misconceptions of going there was because they're like, doors are promptly at 7:30 and close at 9 and blah blah blah. I thought the whole time that meant doors open at some point.
Oh, there's like a starter pistol.
Like, yeah,
and
there's
then
like an
everybody's- it's
hour where
on.
people are mingling,
Yeah.
and then the doors close, and that's when it gets on. But it's really you get in there and just can start going whenever
Just
they
come
want.
and go. Gotcha.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay, so you're free to switch your wristband color at any time during the meet. So if this is your first time, which it will be for
Yeah.
you, Jerry, you want to start off with a red wristband until you're comfortable. Please feel free to do so.
He's like a Hall of Famer. I mean, he
I
doesn't
know,
need
but they
to
don't know
worry.
that.
Yeah.
He's a new face to them.
Yeah,
He's a
it's good.
veteran, but
All right.
Yeah, this is like telling Tom Brady, you're gonna want to, loosen up the arm before you start this game.
he's
Come
gonna
on,
come in
man.
and show these youngsters how it's done.
Oh no, yeah.
You should go wear a red and a white wristband. And
I
just
think one
freak
on
'em
each
out.
hand. Yeah, right.
Yeah. And then
Have you ever utilized the wristband color thing at the San Francisco
No, we
Jacks?
never have.
No, have you ever thought about it?
No.
They've got a foolproof policy where it's just the is what they go with.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's theirs. Red and white wristbands. Buying
But,
all those over the years, it gets expensive.
Some groups have
It's
very
free.
stringent rules, like the Seattle people say, "Oh, all out of rules." And
Really?
when the Amsterdam Jacks were active, a lot of people complained that the first 20 minutes is this guy explaining the history and the meaning.
Oh,
and
it's
the
like
blah,
get
blah.
it.
It's
Who
like the
fuck
Sky Waitress,
cares? Who cares? Let's
Yeah.
get it
Well,
on.
he's in Amsterdam. He's probably high as shit and just likes to hear himself ramble.
I don't know if Ika is still running it anymore.
I think Ika is. Not
Ika
sure.
Algro?
Yeah, Algro.
Ika
Yeah, Mr. Algro.
Let's see here.
Sure.
I've already
What
ruined
about
my
the Paris
computer. I'll ruin it
Jacks?
further.
They were in
Gay Paris?
Gate, of course,
Yeah.
but they didn't last, I think, very long.
Oh,
I don't know,
really?
Maybe,
I was
maybe it's
hoping to
still
go to
going.
the Paris Jacks, Jerry.
Maybe.
So what's wrong with the Seattle Jacks?
There's nothing wrong with it. It's
Well, it
just
sounds
that
like they got an abundance of rules. What's that about?
most of the rules are things you do anyway.
Did something
But-
happen?
No,
Something
I don't
bad
know if
happened?
I
Well,
don't
that's
think
the only
so.
reason laws
Yeah.
and rules are applied is because something
I
happened.
think it's because somebody wanted to make sure there are a lot of rules. We had a rule-oriented person who had the chutzpah to put it all together.
I mean, honestly, no cocksucking, no butthole play, and mandatory clothes check seems like all you would need.
Yeah, and then encouraging creative pecker play.
Yeah, amyl nitrate is one because that's a odor thing or something, and people
It's
might
about
be allergic.
it's like odors.
Poppers.
Yeah, it's about poppers,
Yeah, poppers.
or horrible cologne. We don't
Yeah.
If
Like-
somebody really came in smelling badly, we'll say go wash
Like if I
up.
had some nice Dracar Noir or something, would that be acceptable? I didn't
Sure,
overdo it.
Car noir.
I didn't overdo it. Just a little splash here and there.
Just a little bit behind the ear.
We haven't had to put
maybe
up
on
with
the
that
wrist.
yet. You come test us.
If Jay comes in and smells Colors by Benetton, he might attack someone.
Yes.
He loves that smell so much.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's how you get Jay. You should have worn Colors by Benetton. He would
Well,
be able to
I'm
keep
here
his
for a
hands
couple
off you.
more days.
Oh boy.
So they say, Jerry, we look forward to seeing you at the meetup. And
They addressed it to me.
well, no, I mean they
Oh.
just said I said that.
Oh,
but
you
yeah,
said that, I guess.
personalized it.
I mean, because
But it's the subject is Jerry might like this. I mean, this is to
it's
you.
true. It is
Yeah,
true.
this is to you.
I would like it.
However, I'm a little concerned about these guys because they left something on the table that I think is inexcusable. Meetup is spelled Meetup.
Oh yeah. How do you not spell meat? MEAT.
Atup. I mean, come on, guys, get it together. You wouldn't do that.
No.
They
No.
need your tutelage, Jerry.
Do you even know how to spell cum like the way most people spell it? I bet you don't.
We spell it. We doctors spell it cum.
Right. Exactly.
Doctor.
And you don't
We
spell.
we know that other people spell it COME,
So
and
I
it can lead to some punning and
sure.
fun.
I love punnery.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really want to know. So what would their rules be? Like, if you have any examples, like you can't do X that they're laying out there that.
I don't know. I've never been there. I
Well,
just hear from people that
Well, you just called them
we-
out.
They
bigly,
just
man.
know I don't have time for that sort of thing.
Well, okay. Fine.
I'm stringing
Fine.
beads, man.
Fine. How was I know you guys throw elaborate parties, Thanksgiving,
No.
and
No, every meeting is more or less the same. They're always the same, always different. But we don't do we don't do any
What
thematic.
what do you mean by that?
thing.
They're always the same and always different.
Different people, different moods.
Bunch of naked guys always.
Yeah, sometimes it's the full moon, sometimes
What
it's
about
not.
No, don't you have like Happy Wanksgiving?
No, what
Come on, I used to read all about Happy Wanksgiving.
I told him-
in the graphic material, but when you get there, it's always the same. It's not, you won't have turkeys on the mantelpiece for
Ugh.
Thanksgiving.
It's just marketing, Mike. You're just
Yeah,
saying
I
the
know.
marketing,
Well,
but they're selling the same product.
Yeah. So what do you
Well,
think?
we don't sell it.
Well, I didn't mean to say
Yeah,
that. I'm
all
just
They have an artist on staff that would put these elaborate, I mean, just spewing cum cocks.
no. We
drawn
still
and
get
stuff
them. We're
and-
still on the
Yeah.
email blast.
That's me.
Yeah. Oh, you do that?
Yeah.
That you're very talented. We're gonna need a new logo design soon. We might
Oh,
call you
no,
up,
no.
Jer.
Yeah, me and Stacy Gingras, we can work together.
Ah,
Stacy, nice,
Yeah.
nice. So do
He's
you have
gotten good
anything?
at plugging stuff.
yeah. Here we go. Here's an example.
I'm trying to find it.
Oh, yeah.
SF Jacks have moved. We've moved.
Right.
Call the
I,
hotline,
I
415.
drew those dicks.
Well done, Gerald.
Is that one not clipped? There's no vein, dude. What are you doing?
And
Yeah, you don't find the vein important.
it's just a two-dimensional thing.
Mm.
If I were going to go into shading and veining and stuff, you see the other
Shading
things.
and veining.
I mean, this is business card size.
There you
Right.
go.
No, I get it.
So-
I get it.
So you guys are
So
moving.
Larry does the layout. Yeah,
You guys
we have
have-
moved.
you
We
have
have moved.
moved.
We have
Yes.
had our first meeting in the new space.
Okay, what is the new space? You want to tell people?
Well, no.
It's right. You don't?
You can go on the ask the telephone to tell you. I will tell you over the telephone.
So call the hotline, 415
Because
267.
there just might be some weirdo who happens to hear this broadcast and says, "Oh, I'm going to go over there and shoot them all up."
Oh.
Now, I'll tell you, something happened while we were at the old space, I guess maybe in November. A guy came in, he said, "I was listening to my car radio, wondering what to do, and I heard the Detroit cast on my radio, and they were talking about the Jacks, and I found you, and I came."
There you go.
Are you shitting
wow.
me?
I am serious, this
He
happened.
said that phrasing, like the this podcast.
He heard the podcast. He'd never heard it. He just found it on the radio by
Good.
chance, and then came to the Jacks.
Perfect.
Wow. Did you guys like? Was he a nice guy?
He was a nice guy.
Yeah. Has he come back?
I have no idea. I don't think he has come back, but
Yeah.
once he got past the front of the house where I work, I didn't see him.
So he abided by the rules.
As far as I know, everybody abides by the
mandatory
rules.
clothes check. All
Yeah,
that kind of stuff.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm just trying. Don't.
But
look at me like that. I'm
he
just
was
trying to
no, he
figure
was
it out.
he was. I wanted to tell you about this because he came as a result of catching the podcast on his car radio.
Wow. Did he
Just
talk to
at
you?
random. Yeah. He told me
Really?
about
Was he
this.
excited to meet Jerry?
Yeah.
Good.
Hey, Mike, this is what I think you're referring to. This is an example, a good one. Seasons meetings.
Let me guess. Did he spell meetings properly?
Oh, he spelled it
Yeah,
properly.
he's not going to leave that on the table.
See the thing itself.
Yeah. No, we in the old days, in 1983, 84, 85, when the Jacks were in their infancy, so to speak, out of their diapers.
37 years,
Yeah,
man.
yeah, we're just about to complete 36 years.
Wow.
There were theme nights. We encouraged people to dress up because some people said, "I don't want to come down there because if my lesions are visible, nobody's going to think I'm sexy." So
Now was the club started at the was that like the birth of the AIDS?
it coincided with the, how would you call it, public onset of the AIDS business.
Right.
But it was not started as a result of that. It just happened to happen that way. So for a lot of people, it became the safe and comfortable way to go out and have sex with people.
Do you guys look at Barbara Bush Sr. as a hero to that community, to the gay community from what was going on in the 80s with AIDS? She was a really important member.
She was helpful. She was a good person.
I mean, at the time, people didn't know, can I touch a person with AIDS? Can I be in the same room as someone with AIDS? And her picking up that baby with AIDS and holding it on TV, national TV, changed a lot of people's perception of it.
Yes.
So I imagine
He's got AIDS.
I hope you guys recognize her as doing that.
She was very helpful.
So why weren't you guys scared to death? If someone comes in with lesions all over them, you didn't know any more information than
if they
we
want
did.
to wear, this is why they wear fetish wear or costumes. We'd have a primitive night or some other theme night that would give people an excuse to dress up, and it worked very well.
I know, but why weren't you, like, the whole world didn't know what this was?
Yeah, but
and it seemed to be attacking the gay community, right?
Yes, right.
And so why were you guys scared too? Like, oh
Well,
God,
yeah.
I don't know if I can touch Brian. He's got lesions.
Well,
we all know.
So, but you can jack off with people.
But we
'Cause
didn't
there's
know
no-
that at
there-
the time. Is my
well-
point. You didn't really know what you didn't. People were scared to be in the same classroom with someone.
Sex is that way.
Yeah,
People want to have sex sooner or later.
not with
They're
someone with
gonna
AIDS.
have sex no
Yeah.
matter what.
Yeah. Well,
Look,
brave
you know,
people.
Yeah. Well, brave, crazed, desperate, whatever.
Well, it was good. It was a good spot for people that were struggling to go and feel safe.
Oh, absolutely. And it was
Yeah.
safe and most importantly, psychologically safe.
Yeah. Have you guys had problems with that? Because clearly you were. You didn't want me to give the address out for these guys.
We have
or
never
yours.
had a problem, and we want to keep it that way.
Yeah.
We put, these preventive measures in at the start,
Mhm.
and it worked. Our rules are very simple. We've never had to change them.
Yeah. Do you think it's gotten? I mean, obviously, it's gotten way better for the gay community with people's ideas and stuff. But have you been following the Jussie Smollett story?
No, I have not. I'm a news recluse.
Yeah. I don't know if we need to get into the weeds on it. He's a black gay actor on a TV show on Fox, and claims he got jumped and beat up at 2 a.m. and they were yelling faggot,
Uh-huh.
nigger, and beating him up, put a rope around his neck, all this kind of stuff, poured bleach on him. Huge story. and they were yelling, "This is MAGA country, make America great again." So it was kind of a Trump
Oh,
thing.
MAGA, not maggot.
Yes, MAGA.
I got it.
And as the stories developed and gone on, weeks later, we're learning this appears to be a complete hoax and setup. And Jay and I are always thinking, like, this is so bad. When you have these things happen, to a community, we've seen stories of, oh, my job was ripped off from me, and you find out it's a hoax. Or do you worry about that stuff too? Like, Boy Who Cried Wolf kind of stories like this?
No,
No.
I have other worries.
What are your worries?
I'm not going to talk about them.
No, this is the perfect place to talk about your worries, Jerry.
Absolutely.
Just open up, be free.
What were you, Jay? You said something right before we went on the air.
Yeah, I peeled the onion a tiny bit on Gerald a moment ago before we went on air, and it really
Gotta
was.
love him.
I asked Jerry. He mentioned water skiing, and I was like, "You ever water ski?" He's like, "No." And I said, "Have you ever done anything like crazy athletic? Have you ever skydived, anything like that?" And he said, "Contact improvisation dance." And I said, "Hold on, man. Contact improvisation dance." So I binged it.
Yeah.
Immediately YouTubed it. Isis, do you have an example of this?
And did you do this a lot? Are you expert in this?
I did. I studied with the pioneers, and
all right. Everybody,
so how long has this sport been around?
Just picture Gerald.
Oh,
You're always with a partner, right?
no,
Well,
but
it's
mostly.
contact. How do
mostly.
You'd have to have a partner.
No,
Okay.
All right, watch.
but these girls are sharing a point of contact. You can see it very clearly in their arms, and the point is moving. They're moving with the contact.
This is the greatest sport I've ever seen.
I know.
Oh, when it's two hot chicks. I mean,
So
Yeah.
what is the go-to point of contact for you, Jer?
well,
It's
improv.
meditative, it's sportive, it's playful, it's beautiful, it's fun. It's non-rehearsed,
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks very fluid.
It is
I would
very-
describe it as fluid.
and it's about following the point of contact. You're not pushing, so it opens itself to a lot of meditative and Buddhist
It's-
beliefs.
Oh, Buddhist. So
Mhm.
it looks like yoga meets Twister.
Yeah,
Yeah.
sure,
You see it, Jay?
Yeah, absolutely. So you did moves like that, Jerry.
yeah. But
Very
it's
nice.
also, you can move very quickly. You
Can-
can move it. And sometimes, of course, it's the solos and group.
Sure.
And I think you said you toured.
I did. I had a
You went on tour with this?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And would people pay to watch you guys do it?
Yeah.
I love it, man.
I love it. I was listening to him earlier when he's talking to E, and E says, "You play any music instruments?" He says, "Yes." And I'm like, "This ought to be good. What's he gonna play?"
The skin
and-
flute.
Yeah, someone said that. Yes,
Yeah.
that was an obvious one. But it's like the drums, guitar, bass. He's the lead
The
vocalist.
lute.
No, what do you play?
viola.
Yeah,
Of
Of
course.
course he plays the viola.
Not the violin,
Yeah,
the viola.
The viola.
They,
I don't-
They moved me down from the violin department. I wasn't as good as all that.
Well, I don't want to put you on the spot in any
Spot.
in any way. But I mean, is there any chance you and E could just give us a quick sample of competitive
Yeah.
dancing? The competitive.
It's not
Contact improvisation.
competitive.
Well, contact. I'm sorry. What is it called?
Contact improvisation.
Contact improvisation. Because it looks like you could be a beginner and still pull it off.
Anybody can do it.
Would you guys mind giving us just a quick sample?
Come on, up at it.
you
E.
got
Come
it.
on, E.
I mean, how?
You
Come on,
just
right here.
saw it.
Right here by the.
Twister meets yoga. You
What
got
do you-
to see.
Well, I think it would take a little more time to prepare him.
Oh,
He needs-
look!
he needs to
No
be
one's
trained.
expecting you to be a Hall of Famer right now. Just quick run.
Just give us a
through.
little feel of
I want to
what you
see.
got.
I really want to see E do it more than anything. Come on, Jer.
All right, here he goes.
There's a
All right,
gamer
here.
for you.
You just move your chair out of the way.
Come on, Isis.
Camera, I guess.
So this is
Okay.
contact
So,
improvisation.
Jay, you're gonna have to back away and move your
Yeah,
microphone.
and I'll move
Well,
the. I'll move the.
Just quick.
We're not going to do what they did.
Yeah.
Yes, you should.
We're gonna do
Don't
very-
step on the
very-
wood flooring there, E.
Step 1 and step 2.
Okay.
Learning contact improvisation.
Okay.
Step 1 is the small dance.
Yeah, the small dance.
Small dance is when you're just standing in a comfortable position and letting everything relax.
Comfortable
Yes.
position, letting everything relax. Okay.
I like this so far.
Yeah, you might fall over, but you don't have to use all of your muscles, for instance, just to stand up. You can lay.
All right, Jerry, pick up the pace. We saw it. We know what to
I
do.
told you it was going to take quite a long time.
I know, but you're a
It's not
pro.
like
He's a
that.
he's a
They
rank
warmed
amateur.
up.
He's a rank amateur.
Well,
This is what you get with Jerry. You're not gonna. What do you
I know.
expect?
Can't rush the man.
If you skip a step, it could be fatal.
If you
Okay.
skip a step, it could be
I will
fatal.
not skip. Okay, I'm sorry.
So, these things take their own time, and you have to work with what you've got.
Yeah.
4 days of this, gentlemen. 4 days we got Jerry.
So it might take 4 days to
Get him going.
Oh, by the 4th, can you imagine how good they're going to be?
Oh, they're ready to tour.
Yeah.
I would say.
That he took dance lessons, and he's not incapable of controlled movement.
There you go.
So
what do you want me to do?
Nothing.
Okay.
I want you to get to the point where you're doing nothing, and your shoulders are
Okay.
relaxing, and you're
Look at that posture.
Yeah.
Look at that. Jesus. Can you?
let it just.
My
It's
God.
a bad idea for me to.
How much work you do?
Maybe we should just do the show and let them do that in the background.
A lot going on in the news today, Jerry.
There is.
So you move to the bottom
Yeah,
toes.
a lot going on. So
See if there are
I
any
like that new hat
places
too.
you can
God,
go
dude.
at.
Oh, thanks.
Cam's
Yeah.
got some kick-ass stuff at her gym.
She does, yeah.
Really,
Thank
really
you.
does.
Yeah.
Impressive.
And while you're doing this,
Did you see the Russian
small dance
5
enlarges.
documentary?
The what
The
documentary?
Russian 5 one that we went to.
Yeah.
Yes.
This is gonna
They
have to happen.
they dropped the trailer for it, and it's going to be in Michigan theaters coming up. It's
So
going to
this is
be
why-
exceptional.
Yeah, it's like fully embraced by the wings, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Absolutely. Actually, DMAC, the Grind Time team on Wednesday has Josh Reel coming in to give
Excellent.
all details on it. First interview that they're doing. So I'm really
The
excited
creator
about
of the
that.
documentary.
He's perfectly happy. He could go like an hour.
It's
right
a lot
now.
of prep, I guess, that goes into this contact improvisation.
No, you're gonna want to pull your dick out,
Improvisation.
Eric.
This is,
Pull your dick and balls out.
dude.
What?
All right, that's lesson 1.
Okay, well, that was fantastic.
Lesson
Thank
1,
you,
we didn't even
guys.
have any contact.
That was fantastic.
This is
That
like
was great.
Mr. He's like Mr. Miyagi,
Yeah.
you know?
Before you have
Wax on,
contact
wax
with others,
off.
you have
Yeah.
contact with yourself.
Look at young Danielson is walking away going, "What was that wax on, wax off all
He
about?"
just made
he
him
has no
paint
idea.
the fence, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
Or were you
He sanded the floor.
deck? He sanded the deck.
I'll be damned. Look, it's
Wow.
fucking Miyagi.
He looks like a new man.
Yeah.
Jesus. He's by the day 4, he's gonna be catching flies with chopsticks.
We'll have to. Maybe we'll practice actually something later.
Yes. Go ahead, get back on your mic, Jerry. Put your headphones on if you want.
Hey, real quick, gentlemen, check out the Detroitcast listener business page, everybody. It's a page under the Help the Show tab on our website, DetroitCast.com. The page includes businesses owned by listeners. Take a look. It'd be great for you to support the fellow listeners who support our show. And, of course, this week, none other than PC Solutions as our featured business. And they did a great job, obviously, getting the big Eagle Cam up and running and keeping that supported. So we thank them for that. They do excellent work. They do a ton for us. They are Michigan's premier managed IT service provider. They're experts in their field so that you can be an expert in yours. Mention TDC for a free site evaluation.
Very good. Yeah, and AA Ron came up big last night because there was a little bit of trouble dialing it in. The broadcast was going out a couple times
Yeah, I kept
early.
seeing bars come up and stuff.
Yeah.
I liked somebody's suggestion. I don't know who did it. I'd give him credit if I could remember, but maybe it was Fox who said, "Hey, instead of the bars, next time have pixelated porn."
Oh, scrambled porn
Yeah.
like the old days. Yeah, that is a good idea.
I think it. Yeah, dude.
But
honest-
dude,
go
we
ahead.
lost power last night. Like whatever E was doing out there.
Yeah,
Just
he
my-
said he had to go to Meyer, right? To
Oh,
get a-
yes. The wood room, where the couch bed is, and E's tent. That was it. Those are the only things that blew out. And so, I'm texting AA Ron at 2 a.m.
Because your TV, I mean, you're on the couch bed. Your TV
Watching
is
the
now gone.
TV,
Yeah,
it's now
boom,
How are you
gone.
gonna sleep without the TV on?
Yeah, exactly.
I
It was an absolute nightmare. And so he ended up getting it going in. I think it's like almost glitch free.
I think it's really good now. Yeah, I don't think we've had a problem since it got
Yeah.
back going around 6 in the morning. I think it was out for a little bit, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
But
yeah.
but dude, he is
No, it's
on
good.
top of he's on top of it like a mother. I mean, trust me. He apologized to me 5 times because I had texted him at 2:45 and he didn't get back to me till 4:45. He's like, "I'm so sorry. I my fault. I'm like, dude, simmer down."
No,
It's
he's
fine."
great. He's great. And whatever he did,
It's good
fixed
now.
it.
It's
Yeah,
not been an
yeah.
issue since. So
absolutely. You want to do a read, Jay?
Yeah, let me
Looks like-
mention insurance. We all need it. Most of us don't know what kind of coverage we have or who provides it. Let fellow TDC listener Brent Wasik from Wasik Insurance Services change all that. Brent has over 30 years in the business. He offers all types of insurance coverage: auto, home, health, life, business, commercial, and more. Call Brent Wasik at 734-455-1900 and get a free, no obligation quote today. Again, that's 734-455-1900.
So Jerry, what do you think? Do you want to go maybe check those guys out tomorrow night?
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
I mean, we'll get you over there. if you want.
Sure.
Okay.
Great.
Just wanted to make sure.
I'm on.
Why don't we hang on to that,
I
Jay? So we can do that. E, did you want to run down the list? And Jerry, we'll let you get back to relaxing a little bit, chill out, and we'll do more of the show. You don't have to not right this second.
I do want to mention before Jerry gets up. Look at those moccasins, that son of a bitch.
Oh yeah,
see
gorgeous.
That?
Yeah.
Little appropriation going on there. He's just asked. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe. Huh?
Are you familiar with the notion of a cultural appropriation, Jerry?
Of course, we do it all the time.
proudly.
Look at those nice.
Oh, get you're fit for E. He's got his mouth in his own shoe, Jerry.
We were meant to be.
I know you guys were. E, do you want to run down? I threw a few things out there as just little carrots to entice people to make donations.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard about some of that.
Okay, so yeah, we got a few, and there's more gonna pop up, I suppose. But right now, there's $25 if you type in WWE in the comment. I just need to know what people are trying to fight for. So if you type in WWE, I'm going to give away 3 people are going to win a chance to watch a wrestling pay-per-view at the Manor in the basement.
The Fady Manor?
The Fady Manor. And you'll be able to get a +1, so it'll really be 6 of us. So you can choose another listener if you want. You don't have to bring your spouse to my parents' house to watch pay-per-view. And I would suggest that for people that even if you do not watch wrestling, you're missing it. You're still getting a chance here to go.
To me, that's pretty big.
That's
I have
huge.
never met Mrs.
Tony.
Fady. I've never met Tony. I've never been to the Manor.
You've met Mike Fady?
I met Mike at a what was
Monster
that?
Jam.
Monster Jam. Yeah,
that's right. Now, are you promising that Mike and Fran Fady will both be there and Tony will be there?
Well, I mean, I suppose Tony could die.
But either one, all 3 of them could die horribly.
Right, assuming that is not the case.
I mean, wiped out across the cement in a horrible crash.
Hey, I got the
but if that doesn't
right,
happen,
so you know what I mean?
Yeah. Will you guarantee they'll be there?
I guarantee that they will be there. Yes, it will be catered in the sense that there will be pizza and drinks, and I think we're going to do it for WrestleMania, assuming that we can work it out here with an earlier schedule, and they can come and watch WrestleMania at the Manor.
Can they go up into Nana's old room and see if Ghost Nana is rolling around up there?
I can walk them past the room, but I'm not going to. No, I'm not going to just let people wander through the house at various moments.
Can they take her walker for a lap?
There you go. That's not a bad idea. Can you imagine? Some able-bodied 30-year-old man with a walker out front.
Tennis ball walker.
What are you doing? I'm just taking Nana Fady's walker for a spin around the block.
I actually believe that the walker has been passed on to a service where those are expensive.
Really?
So,
they refurb the walker?
It's only the dog, man.
I'm just
wow.
Those are expensive for
I would have made an offer on it.
Seniors,
I know.
And
we would have liked to known.
Yeah,
it just would have been nice if we'd known.
What did you guys do with her vet? Is that still around? You can sell that too.
We split the money on that shit. So there's that. The 25.
Okay, so Nana won't be there, but
right.
Mike and Fran won't.
Mike and Fran and Tony will be there.
Nana. We haven't made a decision yet.
So you can type in WWE, and for that, if you want that, for $50, Mike has offered. I think a lot of you have seen the Proops videos that he does.
Poops.
Right.
Look at that Poops.
Right. And what he'll do is, if you've seen them, he takes an image of the Proops and he does a voiceover work. So Mike said he would do that for $50 if you type in there Mike's Proop voice, and he's already done a few he's already done a few for some people. I believe.
I have to redo one of them because someone just sent me a picture. I need a little bit of information.
Okay.
So like your pet's name, anything you want. Like I'm this years old. I've got brothers and sisters. Whatever, any information, I'll just use it in there. But I'm telling you, dude, I have so many friends that are sending me they've been doing this for months now, are sending me pictures like, dude, I got a coworker. She's been in a rough mood lately. Here's a picture of her dog. Can you do one of those things? And I'll go for 2 minutes. Yep. Well, I'm here at the house and my mom's overworked and stuff. And so, maybe you lay off her at work. And I'll just ramble. And people are laughing their ass. They love them. So if you want me to do that, I will. $50 donation is not bad.
There's another, actually, this morning with listener Casa came in to buy me breakfast. Also, they happened to get their hands on the rough draft of my letter to the Ansari, Mr. Ansari. Am I saying that? Ansara. And so they have the rough draft. So that's on the table right now. They said they'd give that away for $50. So the first person who wants to give $50 for the Red Robin letter.
So your handwritten letter of apology.
There's only 2. One is in his hand. One is he holds that I mailed to him, and the other is this
probably
draft.
framed in his office. Yeah.
Right.
Framed.
Exactly.
Yeah, he did a rough draft, and they took it. one day.
And then the other, we have two more. One that Mike informed me of was that apparently we've chosen a name for the podcast.
Yeah, how much do I have to give to find that out?
I said that too. I go, boy, this is gonna be a real shock to the whole room. 'Cause, we need to generate some shit here. And I was like, and dude, a lot of people did it. And so
we've had like, I think
you've got
3
hundreds
or 4
of dollars
already. I know. So
for a $100 donation, I'll tell you the name of it.
Hey, if you want to be a real fan, I mean, you're gonna find out eventually. But I suppose you could say, hey,
Sure.
I knew before.
I actually said
I
to the one.
seriously want to know what the name of the show.
I actually said to the one who goes, I'm like 99% sure we're going with this one. We've talked about it a little bit. And then for $500, I have a handwritten Christmas card that Mike Clark gave me. He would do these on like thick cardboard stock, like he was a pilot, so there's a little plane on it. They were all really personal. He'd personalize them to you, and so this one's from 2005. That he gave me for Christmas. He'd have money in there. You don't get the money, but yeah. And
sorry, go ahead.
And so I was like, shit, for $5. That's the only one I have. It's the only one I have from that I can find anyways right now about other Christmases. So I was like, $500. Anyone wants that, you can have it. It's
so all those are there, and it's very easy. EricFady.com, ERIC.
And we'll dangle more too.
Yep.
We'll dangle more stuff.
For sure.
Unique things out there and whatnot. So
and just keep, what I keep telling people is honestly, just keep sharing it, and especially like the YouTube feed, just because it's a unique thing, that we're doing this streaming. So just keep sharing the shit and, being interactive, and it's fun. It's been fun. And it will continue to be fun. So
yeah. And it's fun to watch him out there just tap dancing all day. It's been fun. So
quite addicting.
Yeah.
Hey, speaking of money, does your money work as hard as you do? You will spend upwards of 45 years working to support your lifestyle, provide for your family, and set aside money for retirement. Do you know if you'll be able to retire on your terms?
How could you know?
If you don't have a plan, let Mark Leibovitz at LPL Financial help to make sure that your money's working as hard as you are. Call Mark today, 248-626-2000. Ask for Mark.
Securities and advisory services offered through LPL Financial, a registered investment advisor. Member FINRA SIPC.
All right, let's take a quick break. We'll let Jerry go relax because we got 4 days with you. We don't want to burn everybody out on too much Jerry.
But no, please make them always want more.
Exactly. Leave them wanting more. Are you going to go out there again with E?
I will.
Later on?
Yeah.
And do some more out there. So that's always fun. You guys have fun out there. And we'll take a quick time out, play a quick commercial, and we'll get to some news items and whatnot, and look for Jerry tonight or through the day with Big E out in the tent. So we'll be right back.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break. continues now, bitches. Here are Mike and Jay.
All righty. Welcome back to the show. Mike and Jay. And really quick, I wanted to mention, I noticed that a lot of people, he has been doing that, Facebook Live, and then there's the comment section on his SOS thing on the YouTube or whatever feed. And you can go to DetroitCast.com if you want to watch it. Just click the big eagle's nest. Big E is an eagle. Or just YouTube, go to the Detroitcast channel and it'll pop right up. But I noticed a lot of people are like, so you guys are building that new studio. I thought Mike was moving. It's like, yeah, I know. We've all talked about it. It's like, if the house were to sell, we would take everything we're putting in there is movable, every bit of it. So that's why, and we took the house off the market. That's the deal. So we'll be here for months, if not longer. So that's why we're moving forward. So please stop asking E about it. He's like, I don't know.
Well, it's a personal question because it's not,
I know.
I mean, it's like that's where I get bummed out.
I mean, I get it. I get it. But yeah, that's the answer if you're wondering. One thing we got to do when we first started talking to DMAC about doing a podcast over here, he got us all into the Russian 5, the premiere. I think it was the very first one. Was at the State Theater, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and that was the one where Konstantinov was there.
That's right.
Which was really cool, seeing Darren just walk up like a gorilla and jump into his arms. And it's like, you're gonna break Konstantinov. It was so cool seeing both of them light up, and so it was just a really cool experience. And people have asked a lot of us, like, what happened to that movie? Where is that movie? When are we gonna get to see it? And Josh Reel, the director, kept saying it's coming. They're working on stuff. There's a lot of shit that you don't realize, when you get into licensing and stuff. The NHL logo and the winged wheel and other teams' logos and all the logos on their jerseys. You don't realize,
there are a lot of logos.
Nike swoosh and a Reebok thing and there's a lot of CCM. And so those, you can't display those. And so what they did was they got festival licenses is how that goes. And so it's like, you can premiere it at Sundance or the Freak Film Festival, but you can't just start distributing it. They give you a little mini pass, but then they want a shitload of money to let you go. So I don't know the behind the scenes, like how they work that out. But we knew like a week ago that this was coming, and they just dropped this at LCA the other night. Was it last night or 2 nights ago?
I'm not sure, but I'm close to that.
They just like between periods or something, it was just like boom up on the Jumbotron. They dropped the trailer for it, said it's coming soon, and yeah, which is really cool. So the world premiere of it was in last year at the Freak Festival. It won the Freak Festival's Spirit of Michigan Award and got the Audience Award for Best Nonfiction Film, that at the Traverse City Film Festival. And so it debuted Sunday through the Wings social media yesterday channels and also broadcast on the big screen. The film is going to hit 25 theaters. This is what people around here wanted to know. 25 theaters, mostly in Michigan. There's a few spots in the Midwest. March 22nd. Among them, Imagine Entertainment, Celebration Cinema, Phoenix Theaters, NCG, Sperry's Movie House. I haven't heard of a lot of those. Imagine, obviously. Yeah. Royal Oak and Novi. And Port Huron, the Michigan Theater in Ann Arbor. And is that where we saw the
Wiener movie?
Wiener movie, yeah. Mm-hmm. It's a cool place. So they've got a distribution agreement with Gunpowder Sky, which will handle future online streaming. And it sounds like eventually we'll get to some of the bigger streaming services that which would be cool. And Josh Reel, he's thrilled to finally bring this into theaters. I mean, it's been 6 years in the making. And if you want to hear more, the first interview he's doing is with DMAC on the Grind Time podcast Wednesday night. And those guys are going to come over here. Josh will be here in studio with him and give you all the lowdown and everything about all of it. So that'll be really cool. And, one thing I remember after watching it, and you guys can back me up on this, is you do not even need to be a hockey fan to enjoy this movie.
Correct. I remember that was a discussion on the way home. Like, would this fly in a different market? Like, yes, it would.
Yes.
It's a really compelling story.
Yep. And I went and actually saw it a couple nights later with Beth, who is not a sports fan, and she loved it. She loved it. It was like, oh, okay, that was kind of really cool, because I was worried, like, oh, shit, if she's like, who cares? The story's great. It really is. And it's one of those where if you're with your buddies, it's like, gentlemen, all right, nobody looks to the left, nobody looks to the right, eyes at the screen at all times.
I'm not crying.
I'm not crying. I'm not crying over here watching this movie, but let's just keep your eyes on the screen at all times. It's great. So you guys will like it. Follow therussian5.com and their social media channels, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And so that's where you can get tickets. if you want to do that. Jussie Smollett.
Yeah.
Are we getting to the point where is this story just starting or is it ending? I can't get a feel for this. Like, if the country hates this story, are you getting sick of it? You're
of course,
yeah.
This is absurd. But the interesting point will be how people handle it. Whether they just keep double, tripling down what he does to handle it. Whether he says, like I predicted yesterday, that he'll do some sort of thing like, Trump made me do it.
Yeah.
That sort of angle. How is he going to play this? Is he just going to take it to his death? His grave, that this is what happened and I'm sticking to it. That's the only, I guess, interesting point. But you do have people starting to delete tweets and so forth. So Pelosi deleted a tweet. You had the Reverend Al Sharpton.
He came strong yesterday, man. He was.
If it is found that Smollett and these gentlemen did in some way perpetrate something that is not true, they ought to face accountability to the maximum, Sharpton said, referring to the actor and the two men linked to him who've been questioned by police. Let us get to the bottom of it and let justice be done, no matter who is right or wrong.
He must have got it, because that's what he said the day before, or 2 days before. He was like, whoever did this to Jussie Smollett must face the fullest consequences. Whoever the guilty party is must. And we were like, yeah, I agree. Whoever the guilty party is, Rev. And I didn't have much faith that he was going to
take this stance.
Yes. That's a step forward.
Tawana Brawley, right?
Yeah.
The incident back in the 80s, late 80s.
And she covered herself in feces and then blamed a white cop, I think, for doing it to her, something like that.
Yeah, so Tawana Brawley was a young girl, I want to say like 15, 16 years old, who was found in a trash bag with racial slurs written on it. Yes. I think feces were involved too.
Oh, yeah. Feces was involved. I don't know if it was her feces.
And I think they claimed that, or she claimed, and her representative at the time, Sharpton, claimed that she had been raped by several men, white men.
I want to say they were cops even. I could be wrong about that, but I thought they were.
But it ended up showing up to be a complete hoax, and he was actually sued for defamation and lost.
Yeah.
The Reverend did. But then people paid it off for him. Like, who's the guy from the OJ case that doesn't
Cochran?
fit? Yeah, he ended up paying a big part of the legal bill, for Sharpton.
Wow, that's awful. I didn't know that part.
Or not the legal bill, the judgment. He ended up paying a bunch.
Yeah.
You want just
she was 15, Jay. Good memory. She accused 4 white men of raping her in 87. Got widespread national attention because of her age, 15. The persons accused, including police officers and a prosecuting attorney, and the state in which she was found after the alleged rape. She was found in a trash bag with racial slurs written on her body and covered in feces.
The prosecutor is who sued later for defamation.
That sentence that I just read, it was almost like we both read Wikipedia this afternoon. That is exactly what we said. She was found in a trash bag with racial slurs written on her body and covered in feces.
Yeah.
On November 28th. She advisors Al Sharpton, Alton Maddox, and Vernon Mason also helped to gain prominence. After a hearing, grand jury concluded that Brawley had not been the victim of a forcible sex assault and that she herself may have created the appearance of such an attack.
Is that mustachioed son of a bitch right behind her, tucked in there? That's him.
I think it is, dude. I think it is.
Look at that. That perm is undeniable. Even though we're only seeing that back wing, it's undeniable. See if you can.
It's either him or James Brown. Not sure.
Well, you see if you can find in there how much he lost. So she had written on her KKK, the N-word, and bitch.
Like the judgment against him, you mean?
Yeah, I'm just wondering how much he was forced to pay that Cochran and those guys paid the tab on. Now he was. I think a lot of people believe this, but I don't think Sharpton was part of the Duke allegations. Remember that against the lacrosse team?
I don't remember him being part of that.
The problem with Brawley was I think that thing started to fall apart, and he doubled and tripled and quadrupled down, and I think he has trouble even to this day admitting that was bullshit, that was a hoax.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have a real good track record, and there've been times when these stories have landed, Jay, and you and I are like, it'd just be so much better if these guys that are supposed to be leaders in the community held people accountable for this type of shit is really bad for the story. And it's like, that's encouraging. If he goes, hey man, if it was Jussie that set this up and it was a hoax, shame on you. And I hope he gets, punished to the fullest extent.
Yeah. Cause he's a famous division monger. So to see him kind of take the other stance is good. Yeah. $65,000 judgment levied against Al Sharpton was paid for him in 2001 by supporters, including Johnny Cochran and Earl Graves.
Wow. So some more details It sounds like the brothers, the big dudes that are just shredded.
Nigerian guys.
Yeah, it sounds like they may have flipped on Jussie in under questioning.
Yeah.
Things got a little heated under questioning, and
it's like you could go to jail for assault, or you could tell us what really happened.
Yeah, and it sounds like he's saying what really they're saying what really happened. They haven't given us a lot of details, but what the cops believe is, so he was out of town. He was in New York trying out for a play that they think is going to that was like a Tony Award winner that they're going to reboot maybe, right? And it's about a bi or gay baseball player, so a biracial baseball player who comes out as gay, and then they finds the lead character being attacked by a new pitcher who joins the team. That character uses the same slurs that Smollett told police were used against him, including faggot and the N-word. The characters also play for the New York Empires. Empire. So he's reading for this. He heads off to LaGuardia and gets stuck on the tarmac. There's weather issues or whatever. So he's stuck on the tarmac and his plane is delayed by a couple hours at least. And so while the plane is there, he starts going to Instagram and saying, plane's delayed, you know. He noted there was a delay, and then again he posted 2 hours after boarding the plane, "We still have not taken off for our destination in Chicago," and then another post went up when the plane finally did leave, followed by his final post when he landed after midnight in Chicago. Now, investigators believe these stories were posted so he could alert the guys, "I'm running late." Yeah, because he didn't want to text. He didn't want to leave a text string, but he was going to Instagram, and that's what they think he was doing, was signaling to those guys. Yep, I'm still on the tarmac.
Diabolical.
Yeah. He continues to deny it, of course. And he's lawyered up, though. He's got a really strong lawyer, too. Trump's one of like Michael Cohen and Trump's lawyers. He's using, and he did that big emotional hour-long interview with Robin Roberts.
Yeah.
And all that kind of stuff, talking about kind of how badass he was, tough guy, taking these guys and kicked their ass. They ran away from me. I didn't run away from them.
Right.
And so she's now, forced to speak out about after the interview, after these new details emerged and the validity. Well, when I sat down with Jussie, it was Tuesday night in Chicago at the time, to give his first account of what he had said had happened. At that time, police were saying that his account was consistent, it was credible, and that he was being cooperative. This was all before the interview aired on Thursday. And then we found out about the brothers. And that's kind of where my thing was like, ugh. When it was like, one was an extra on this thing, and he follows, each other.
Oh
on
yeah, as
social
soon as
media.
you heard that, you're like, okay, come on.
What's going on here? Wool is being pulled, and I don't like it.
Yeah.
So, it'll be interesting to see what people's reaction to him is when all's said and done. If it's, he could just double down forever. Nope, that's not how it happened. I'm being framed.
Mm-hmm.
The brothers are lying, looking out for their own asses, whatever. If he chooses to go that way, I don't know how society will view it, but,
Doesn't this kind of remind you of the Morton Downey Jr. hoax? Do you remember that one?
That was at Detroit Airport.
Was it really?
I think it was at Metro Detroit Airport.
Wow.
Yeah, in one of the stalls. Look it up, Isis.
Well,
what was it? Sorry.
Morton Downey
Morton
Jr.
Downey, okay.
Yeah, he was a talk show host.
Wasn't part of what had people thinking something was up was the fact that the swastika was backward, right? That's what tipped them off first. They're looking at him going, dude, that's a backward swastika. You drew a swastika in the mirror.
Yep.
And he was allegedly beaten up by neo-Nazis.
Yes.
And blah, blah, blah.
And I think found in a stall all ruffled up and all that shit. No, I got jumped.
God, what a character that guy was, man. Sean Morton Downey.
Did you like him?
No, I guess I watched a little bit just to kind of see what he was all about. But
that show exploded, though. When we were younger, I don't remember the years of it, but that show was huge.
Chain smoker, he just yell at people, right?
Yeah.
That was his whole
Shut
thing.
up. Yeah. It was in those early days, like Geraldo had a show like that where it's like, let's bring in a Grand Dragon, a couple wizards, and some pawns, and then we'll bring in like, the Black Coalition of whatever.
Yeah.
And see if we
mix it up
a little bit. It'd always go to fights and, as if they're going to see eye to eye.
Oh, wow. He died in 01.
Lung cancer.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. Talk show host of the late 1980s who pioneered trash TV format on his program, The Morton Downey Jr. Show.
Yeah. Remember the mouth on the podium, that giant mouth logo? Was it I'm almost positive it was at Metro Detroit Airport that he pulled that.
Say it here.
Yeah. Well, if you find it, E.
Okay. I'll look.
But it was one of those like I'm trying to think what you'd compare that to. That just like American Idol almost or Survivor when they first come out and everybody's watching it.
Mm-hmm.
That for daytime TV, it was so shocking and over the top.
Yeah.
That it was a talk of the town.
You know what? Maybe it doesn't shock me that maybe you would have confused this. It looks like he was involved in an incident in a San Francisco International Airport restroom.
No,
what-
I'm
Okay. What's it
maybe
say?
not. Here, just a second. That was on the Wikipedia thing,
was
but
he
I
tapping the floor with a wide stance?
shit.
Why?
Let me read more into that.
Dude,
Was like
I swear it was at Metro Detroit Airport.
okay.
Almost positive.
Downey punched Stuttering John during an interview done for the Howard Stern show. You remember that one?
Sort of.
While shouting verbal, and John's been punched a few times.
Yeah, I was
right?
gonna say John's been punched quite a few times.
Okay, well, this is the one I was reading that mentioned that it says in late April 1989 he was involved in an incident at San Francisco airport restroom in which he claimed to have been attacked by a neo-Nazi who pointed a swastika at his face
That's
and
it.
attempted to shave his head.
Bing, I want you to bing one more thing. Morton Downey Jr. plus Detroit Metro Airport, and just see if anything comes up.
When I googled Morton Downey Jr. or that time, I said Detroit Metro Airport.
Okay. Well, thanks for making me look stupid. E. Couldn't lie to anybody, could you?
It was your second home, San Francisco. Mike.
No, it's not that.
Over there in Marin County.
We're in. Could have sworn it was Detroit. Anyway, maybe someone else had a backwards swastika on their forehead at Metro Detroit Airport.
Could have,
confusing it.
Hey, it's February. The weather sucks, but the Tigers have reported to spring training, and every day has a little more sunshine than the last. To celebrate, Zotford and Holly wants to warm the cockles of your heart with their annual $99 payment party. Too bad Jerry's not in the room for cockles. He would have chuckled and raised his eyebrows. Ooh, cockles.
Ooh.
It's almost cock.
Lease a new fun-to-drive
He
19
loses
Ford
it for
Fusion Hybrid.
too many balls in the air.
Yeah.
Cockles would have blown his fucking head off.
He's a sixth grader.
Yeah.
Or lease a new sporty 19 Ford Escape, or lease the new family-friendly performance SUV, a new 19 Ford Edge. Your choice. As low as $99 a month. Celebrate the $99 payments and early spring with your friends at Zotford and Holly.
Boy, you knew this day was going to come when ISIS started really getting their asses handed to them, and you had this happened a lot, like getting women to go there and like, oh my God, I'm so in love with Jihadi John, whatever. And then it was like there was a whole route where these kids from Minnesota would fly to like Turkey, and then get snuck into Syria or Raqqa and join up with these guys, and then realize quick. Oh, man, you know what? On second thought,
They're getting passed around by ruthless mercenaries.
I love those stories of to get divorced. In their Islamic law, where it's just like, I divorce you, I divorce you, I divorce you. Kind of like 3 times you had to say it, like Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice,
Yeah.
and then you're divorced. And I don't even think she had to be there to hear it. I think they just had to say it. That's why they had that law. Like, no.
You got to let the woman know.
You got to at least send her a text
Right.
that she's now divorced.
Yeah.
Okay. And so yeah, we got a girl, Hoda Muthana, beautiful name. She left Hoover, Alabama, 2014.
Hell
Hoover,
yeah.
She's in Hoover, Alabama.
Going off to Syria. Boy, I
Sure.
bet she was well prepared for that culture shock.
Yeah, she's she went to join ISIS in Syria. I mean, why not? She would later call for U.S. Muslims to spill all the blood by launching terror attacks during Memorial Day events. Nice girl.
Lovely.
Now having lost 2 of her 3 jihad, she's been married 3 times. They keep getting blowed up. That stinks.
A drone just evaporates her husband.
Think about
Damn
that.
it.
Think about that
Standing
life for
there.
a second. Gab's like, wait, Jay was what?
Yeah.
Drone hit him on the way home today, and
He's
You know,
vapor. Yeah.
and then you're
Oh,
like,
found this other one.
Gab's just like, all right, I guess I'll marry Bill now. And it's like, you ain't gonna believe this, man. Bill was blowed the fuck up by a drone.
Smithereens. That's all we have.
And they got one kid. Unfortunately, that kid's dad was blowed to smithereens. He was husband 2. And so she's on to husband 3. And she's now living in a shithole of a refugee camp. She claims to have been brainwashed and made I made a big mistake when going to Syria. That's a big mistake. Yeah, I should have thought that one through more.
I wonder when, after the first husband, after the second husband, when did it set in that maybe this wasn't going to be great?
Yeah, well, she was 19. She's 24 now. She was 19 at the time. That's old enough.
It's good to make life decisions like that, major life-altering decisions like that
Yeah.
at 19.
Join a
Sneak
terrorist
up.
organization.
Well,
It's
love is
extreme.
love, man. You never know when Cuban
Written in
terrorists
the
going to
stars.
strike. Yeah, she met an Australian jihadist, Crikey. Met a nice Australian.
Jihadist. Finish the sentence.
And then
got to type.
And then a nice Tunisian man. Both of them were blowed the fuck up. USA. Both fighting for ISIS. During her time as a jihadi bride, she would use social media to just absolutely spread hatred against any non-Muslim and call for terror attacks. She wrote in 2015, "You have much to do while you live under our greatest enemy. Enough of your sleeping. Go on drive-bys and spill all their blood, or rent a big truck and drive all of them over. Veterans, Patriot, Memorial, etc. Day parades. Go on drive-bys, spill their blood, rent a big truck and drive over them all. Kill them." Now she's living in this shithole of Tent City. 29 people have died in like the last month there.
And all of a sudden, it's like, maybe.
Yeah, she's like,
buyer's remorse.
Well, I deeply regret leaving the U.S. I thought I was doing what the right thing was. I thought I was doing things correctly for the sake of the God and stuff. But now I believe I think I misunderstood my faith. I was really young and ignorant, and when I decided to leave. She's worried about the future of their young child, a boy named Adam.
Mm-hmm.
Like, is that his dad?
It's a fair concern.
Yeah. I believe America gives second chances. I want to return. I'll never come back to the Middle East. America, they can take my passport. I wouldn't mind. Conditions are better in the camp than they are on the road, with the bombing and all that. But, yeah, the makeshift tents, there's overcrowding. Very few resources.
So how can we be sure that she's deprogrammed?
Right. Is this a ploy?
Oh, no.
This all sounds like wool being pulled.
You're not considering letting her back in because she made a mistake, right?
Certainly hoping not.
Yeah, I mean, to me, it's like, no. When you make the decision, it's like jumping off a cliff. Once the decision is made to jump off the cliff, we don't get halfway. This isn't a Roadrunner cartoon. We're over the cliff. And that's kind of how I feel about any of these ISIS fighters, like coming back groveling with their tail between their legs.
Sorry about that.
Hey, guys. Sorry about all that beheading stuff that I was bragging about. Anywho, I mean, I'll do anything. I'll sweep floors at Wendy's. I don't care. But just, I just want to try again.
Well, and what
second chances and all.
What a gesture. You can take away my passport. Oh, wow.
She means business.
No, thank you. That'd keep us in our country forever.
Right.
Wouldn't be good.
Well, why will she need that passport when she's just going to come over here and probably create terrorist acts anyway? She's not going anywhere else.
Well, she's developed a track record here, and it's she can make shit decisions in the snap of a finger. And, I don't like that.
I actually do want to know more about this in the sense that, like, a 19-year-old girl from Alabama, what got in her head thinking that this was going to be the right call?
Well, they
a bad breakup, I mean.
No, the propaganda videos that were sent out showed them, like, dominating the world and tough guys and, looks like a blast. And then you get there and it's like, oh, shit, I'm a fucking pincushion. This dude fucks me and leaves. When he wants to ditch me, he just does. I'm not allowed to do shit. I can't drive. I can't wear any clothes. I have to wear this fucking garbage bag over my body.
And if she legitimately thought like this was a religious move, this was what she was called to do on a religious basis, the experts all say these guys are not religious zealots. They are just fucking bloodthirsty mercenaries looking to rape and pillage their animals.
Well, how many times?
And they say a lot of them have, like, they're wanting to play video games like, Call of Duty and shit. And they're bloodthirsty. They say when you really dive in there, most of them don't even know the Quran. They're not like praying, they're going with the flow, but they're not studying the Quran.
Yeah.
They're just running around looking to murder people.
If that was legitimately her interest, maybe she gets over there and goes, oh, this is not what I thought it was at all.
Holy shit.
Not at all.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah, it's tough.
America's a pretty good country, huh?
Sure is.
Well, when you look at it through Syria's glasses, it sure is. She went in with Syria-colored glasses.
The old
back.
I mean, our big problems are blackface back in the 80s, right?
Yeah.
Shit like that.
Pretty bad. I'm not trying
to discount it. I know it. It was bad.
It was bad. I mean, painted faces for Michael Jackson contests. Yeah. I mean, bad stuff. And Twitter fights, those get nasty, man.
They do.
Some Twitter fights have gone really, really far.
I think you've even lost some friends over it, Mike. A few friends.
Quote unquote friends.
I mean,
followers.
Sure. Well, I mean, think about it, guys. We've been suffering as bad as anybody The Lions haven't even been to a Super Bowl.
Oh
You know
my
what I mean? Like,
God.
Oh
think
my
about
God.
that,
Why-
guys.
Wow, Mike.
Don't remind me of all this suffering. You
Well,
know,
it's
Jesus.
like,
trying to grin and bear it, move forward, and here you
Mhm.
are reminding us all
Well,
these, Twitter battles,
yeah.
The
football,
Lions?
tackle ball. My God,
In
man.
fact,
I
I'll
know.
go as far as this. Forget about the Lions, Mike. We haven't had a professional team in this state in a championship since the 2012.
Oh, we
God damn it.
bring it up.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm sorry, guys. Whoa, sorry for the hate. I
Yeah.
apologize.
And then Nick Ward, my starting center for the MSU Spartans, broken hand.
Oh, yeah,
yeah, I
that's-
know.
yeah.
And I think I saw a scratch on my truck out there.
Get
the
outta
brand
here.
new
The
one that I
brand
leased.
new
yeah,
one?
yeah, just
No.
a year ago I leased it, and it's
dude, and
Wow.
it's so,
FML.
this is something else Raqqa and Syria doesn't have to worry about is the cold. And dude, I'm telling you, I've got the tiniest little nick like cracked on the inside
it
of my nose.
stings, doesn't it? Yeah.
burns every
Mhm.
single time I flinch my nose.
I'll
It
tell you what.
feels like I'm being beheaded. Honestly, it
I had a
does.
pretty similar awful feeling
Oh
yesterday.
Jesus, I
You
didn't
see
even notice
that?
that.
I know. I've got a Band-Aid on right now covering it.
Yeah.
Yesterday, when I was eating those free wings that our sponsor Twin Peaks brought over, which
Sure.
were delicious,
Sure.
I grabbed one with a little bit of a paper cut on my finger, and oh, did that sting?
Oh my
Ooh,
god, yeah, that'll
Shay,
smart.
are you-
That'll
why-
smart. You get that sauce in there, that hot,
Oh.
spicy sauce. Wow, I'm surprised
know.
you're even here today.
I was
I
gonna
know.
say, did you consider? I mean, we would have understood, honestly, if it had
Oh,
been like,
for
guys.
sure. If he called and said, "Guys, I got a little of that hot sauce and
an
a paper
open
cut,"
wound.
Whoa, dude.
yeah,
Understand.
yeah. I mean, and dude,
Do
think
you?
about
Take a day.
Take a day.
our poor kids, the lack of education they're getting with all the snow days. I mean,
Right.
it is a fucking shit show over here, and we recognize that. And so, I mean, it's not-
Hashtag
it's-
blessed,
it's-
Mike.
Well, it's easy to look through American colored glasses at Syria and go, God, man, it just looks nice. A lot of open land and space and,
I got
It's
and
easy, huh?
whatnot. Yeah, it is. You see it. It's just like, man, they look like they're running around all the whole. So I like doing that.
I don't know if-
If,
I don't know if this girl wanted to come back. I forgot her name, and I don't really care. But I don't know if her whatever next post is going to be including the hashtag "living my best life." You know what I mean?
Yeah. well, if you think about it, there's a lot of similarities in Raqqa and Syria as well. Like they've got IEDs, the roadside bombs, the potholes in Michigan. Are you
Oh.
shitting me? Are you shitting me? Might as well blow up the car.
That's a great analogy.
I mean, it's the
Oh, it's
same
very
thing.
apt.
It's apt as hell.
Okay, I challenge both of you. To take
Apt
Franklin
as
Road.
fuck. We are potted up proper here in
Oh,
Michigan.
fuck, yes. we are.
I challenge either one of you. Jay, it's not fair. I want you to bring your other car, not the truck.
Okay.
It's cheating. Easus,
Okay.
as soon as you're done, go Franklin Road to 14 Mile. Take a right and I want you to just take that. Or no, I'm sorry. Take Inkster. So go to Inkster, 13 Mile to Inkster, and then take Inkster to 14. Take a right, and you're just going to go back to Franklin Road. Turn right past the post office, and then you get to my street. That's all I want you to do. One lap, just that lap.
Real question.
Sounds like
Tell
you're
me you
setting
wouldn't
me
rather
up.
be in Raqqa. Go ahead, take that fucking lap and say, God, you know what? Syria sounds pretty nice about this time of
Sunny
year."
Syria.
Yes.
A quick insertion, if you will. Would this be a proper time? You mentioned Dre making sure he has his truck. A proper time to mention that we put a nice little film in the members area last
Yeah.
night.
Yeah, we did. Dude, we are such dicks. Such dicks.
If you're a member, you have to watch this video.
Well, dude, it's so mean. We've got a member here, Ryan. This party is a celebration of Ryan's support for the show. He donates money every month to be a member. He won a drawing and came in here. It was catered. We had chicks with tits hanging out. You won't get that in Syria. That's a plus for
He was
America.
the perfect guest.
Yeah, he was great. And fortunately, he didn't have much of a 4x4 vehicle. I
No.
don't think it wasn't like a Jeep Wrangler or anything.
Didn't
It
have
was-
much traction there going home, did he?
Yeah, it was kind of like a Taurus or a Cavalier or something. It was just kind
It's
of
a sedan.
It was, yeah, and an old, maybe older one, kind of like Ease, but
Front
not
wheel drive, late model sedan.
right. And we got what 6 feet of snow last
Yeah,
night
roughly.
in about an hour over here. And this is it's sport for us now. It is sport. Whenever we're sitting here and we see, oh God, that guy's not going to make it up the hill. No, not a chance.
You've got about a 3-degree grade on this
It's
hill.
just the weirdest hill I've ever seen.
It's
It's not
so
a big
weird.
hill. It's not a steep hill by any means,
no.
but it's just enough where the regular front wheel drive car has trouble with it, with just a bit of precipitation.
And I think all of us have at one point or another backed out and then just continued to back all the way down
Oh,
the
I was-
fucking street.
Right.
Get a running start.
Get a running start, take the cul-de-sac, turn around, and get some power behind you. And so last night I'm sitting there, I'm wearing headphones and I'm editing, just putting the final mix down on the show so Jay can post it. And I hear these guys going berserk. J, E, and T Roy. I see cameras up and hooting and hollering. And I'm like, what is going on?
Pointing and laughing.
Pointing and
There was
uproarious laughter. Uproarious. It was to the point of absolute obnoxiousness, almost mean. And this poor guy leaves here.
Thanks for the support.
Couldn't have been a more perfect gentleman and great in-studio guest. And Jay is doubled over. Floor it. No, you got it. You got it this time.
Yeah, floor it. That'll do it.
His
Just
wheels
floor
are
it.
I'd go as far as to say this. I was there the only one for yelling, mind you, and holding a camera, offering, dude, you're going to have to go all the way down. And I'm getting yelled at for
Yeah, we're like,
offering.
shut up, Isis. We see when he figures this out. We could
Let him solve it. Let him solve it.
It would have taken what, 8 seconds for us to walk out there and give him a nice gentle push
That's
up.
all he needed.
That's all he
Just
needed.
a shove.
And he thought probably like, okay, that was
Yeah.
cute, guys. They're gonna come out here now and help me.
No.
Not a chance,
No.
Rye. Sorry,
Several
brah.
minutes.
Sorry, brah. No, that is way too much fun for us. So, of course, it was all captured on video, and you can see us totally being dicks if you're in the members area.
Hey everybody, Hamlin Pub. They recently rolled out a new menu, as you know, so try their new culinary creations, which include Southwest Cobb salad, candied Brussels sprouts. Those are delicious. I've had them myself. Korean steak tacos, chicken share,
Chevry.
or the big brisket sandwich. Or you could start your day with an award-winning backyard Mary, Bloody Mary.
Very good. Boy, oh boy, we see these challenges come up from time to time, and usually
Whoa.
social media.
Oh my gosh, Mike leapt. Did
fell
you see
over.
that? E?
I didn't leave. I fell.
Kind of
left.
saw
I
it.
almost-
I wish I
left.
would have.
I almost toppled. I did not jump. I toppled.
So you sat, and for a second, that stool was not where you thought it was.
Yes.
That-
Well, I went to sit and I was like, oh no, I don't think my stools are. And the thought of like, Ryan thinks he got laughed at. Had I fucking done an ass plant right there,
All that went through your mind in that split
I would've
moment.
I
just-
don't.
taken my headphones off and walked away and locked myself in a
Oh,
room.
Well,
for
Mike,
a
we
month.
got about
No.
15 minutes ish left. We could.
Yeah.
The rest of the show would just been me laughing for 15 minutes into the end.
Dude, I would have gotten calls 4 hours from now. Oh, Jay's calling to apologize, and it would just be him on the other end of the line going,
I'm watching it on repeat. On
What
the
an
YouTube.
asshole. You'd be sharing clips of it on social media. Yeah, that's
That would be a shareable clip. Mike, host of a podcast, falls on his ass during the show.
Yeah. Worst fall ever. What an asshole.
Unfortunately, the stool did catch you,
It held.
and on we go.
I was about to say that we've had these challenges that are posted. I was going to say usually social media,
The
not
Tide
just YouTube.
challenge, etc. You're
Yeah.
talking about shit like that, yeah.
So sometimes it's the water bucket thing
Yeah.
for ALS.
Mhm.
ALS.
Sure.
Yeah.
Solve something.
No. It just made people feel good about being a part and thinking they did something.
All those
They
people
didn't-
dunking that water in their head didn't do shit.
No, actually, no.
They
no,
raised
no.
a bunch of money, didn't they?
Yeah, I think they
Weren't
should.
they like, hey, you give X dollars and I'll
Mhm.
dump this water?
Yeah, Jerry Lewis did too. He raised a lot of money, but
As we're in the middle of our own fundraiser with a fucking gimmick out in the backyard, you're criticizing gimmicks to
well,
raise
that
money?
actually does something. The point is Jerry Lewis had those marathon telethons every
Yeah,
year
and raised
He
a bunch of
didn't
Jerry
money.
Lewis is a
He
bad
didn't care-
example,
He
Mike.
didn't
I think
care
they,
anything.
well,
What
that's
was
a
his
bad
sport?
example. Mike,
Muscular
Jay's
dystrophy.
right.
Yeah.
That dystrophy exists still. He didn't fix anything.
Nah, Jay's right.
He should have shifted gears.
Okay.
He should have shifted gears and built a new studio or something. Then we could
Okay.
see the results. There's dystrophied motherfuckers all over the country.
A lot of dystrophy.
Yeah. So, anyways, the Tide Pod challenge, the Bird Box challenge is another big one.
Right. Blindfolding someone and shoving them out in traffic, whatever that was. Yeah.
I'm gonna drive home
Yeah.
blindfolded. How stupid are we?
How about the weren't they lighting themselves on fire?
Fire challenge,
Oh
the
my God,
showers or
yes.
whatever.
And then it was like you have the shower going, and it was like douse yourself in lighter. And usually you get mom to help you. Mom would douse you in lighter fluid, and then you just light yourself up. And the best part was all you have to do is just get in 1 foot, jump in the shower.
Sure.
The panic that sets in is so immediate that most of the time they just run out of the house
Yeah.
blazing on fire, which is my favorite part. Hard left, dude. You had it. You had it. This was over. Nope. And so there's a new one that's apparently going on. It's called the 48-hour challenge.
Oh boy.
I don't know this one.
This is a good one. Watch for your kids. So authorities are coming out because they need to get in front of this sort of thing, and they're warning people that they will be prosecuted for stuff if they're using police services when you pull this yourself. Basically, they want you to go missing for 48 hours. in touch with no family, no friends, you're just missing. You're going to be on a milk carton.
Perfect.
Yeah.
That's nice.
That's the 48-hour challenge. And as part of the game, children 14ish and older, younger, whatever, are urged to run away, sever all contact for 2 days before suddenly reemerging despite having seemingly vanished. Participants, now here's the kicker, if kids, I encourage you to do this. You get higher scores each time you're mentioned on social media. So the more mom and dad panic and are trying to get the word out, you're getting a higher score.
Oh my gosh, man.
So if the missing children are rewarded when worried parents ask their friends on Facebook to help them find them, get word out. One mother of a child who took part in the 48-hour challenge in 2017 said it's a competition and the anxiety it left our family is unspeakable. I was terrified they were dead or raped, trafficked, killed. These kids think it's funny. This mom says, my kid still doesn't get, even when the cops found him, he was taking selfies in the back of the cop car. What an asshole. And the shitty part about that one is the kid that was taking the selfies, he was in the lead, dude. Because he didn't cut off at 48 hours. He was gone for 55 and no one could find him. He was extending the game. He went to overtime.
Stretching.
Not a bad thought. And so, he kept going. Now, I know this sounds rough, right? But I think this is a great one. I actually like this challenge, and hear me out. Yes, that's a tough 2 days. But when your kid reemerges, the joy that those parents are going to feel that their kid wasn't raped, wasn't trafficked.
It's a good point.
You know what I mean?
There's a happy ending. That relief you feel. Like when you have a bad dream and you wake up, you're like, yes, it was just a dream.
Yes.
Fuck yes.
Yes.
That feeling.
Yes. And so I'm thinking about it. It's like, yeah, it's a rough 48, but dude, when your kid's gone for 48 hours, it's dead. 99 times out of 100, it's fucking dead. Yeah. It's gone. It's gone. We didn't find him. I walked around the lawn. I didn't see him in the bushes or anything. He's fucking gone. He's dead. We'll never see him again. It's a tough 2 days. I'll give you that. It's a tough 48. She said it was unspeakable, the pain. But that kid comes in, walking in, smiling, butt wasn't raped.
Yeah.
It wasn't trafficked.
Clean as a whistle.
Yep. Doesn't have a mark on him.
Yeah, that's a good feeling.
The mom's going to collapse, maybe die from that, but collapse in his arms like, my baby, I'll never. And she'll never take her kid for granted again. She'll always remember. Okay.
She'll learn her lesson, huh?
For sure. Oh, I didn't do my homework. I'm grounded. Remember what it was like when you thought I was dead?
Yeah, this is a pretty good lesson for parents, I think. Yeah, have at it, kids. Have at it. Gosh.
Can you imagine, Jay, if one of your idiot kids comes home and is like, yeah, it was a 48-hour challenge. You're like, you know what your mother was? Do you know what your fucking mother was? He'd probably die from what you would do to him because of what he did to his mom for 2 days.
It's just so selfish and stupid.
Oh, it's just
the kids. The kids these days.
I just don't get, did we have games like that where it was, I remember one.
We were just as selfish and stupid, yes.
Absolutely we were. But there was one game, do you remember this one, Jay, where it was like, take as many deep breaths as you can and then hold your breath and your buddy
I was always warned not to do that. You could get brain damage, I was told, and I believed it. It seemed very believable to me. You did it?
I did, yeah. As a kid. Yeah, it probably answers a lot of questions. I did. And then it's almost like when you spin around a bat a bunch of times and you can't.
It's the worst.
Dude, when I let go and breathed out, I was just like fucking and fell down on the grass. I could have easily fucking split my head open or whatever. Yeah. But other than that, I don't remember a lot of.
No, there weren't.
It's just a social media thing, though. That's the problem. It's not. It's honestly not their fault. I mean, it is and it isn't their fault. The problem is more. You guys didn't have the ability. It was all urban legends here and there. It might spread amongst 4 people. But when you can put one thing up in an instant and
put it up and see an example of it, see a bunch of other people doing it. Yeah, we didn't have that. You needed a creative friend or an acquaintance to bring that up, even broach that subject. Otherwise, it wasn't even on your radar.
See, our challenge was like horse in the backyard.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Is it the blue whale? Is that the one in Russia? The suicide one?
You're right, yeah.
That sounds familiar, yeah.
I think
the suicide one?
Yeah, it's big blue whale, not blue waffle E.
Oh my God.
Not blue waffle. He gets as far as blue W. The first thing coming up is waffle. So don't bing that. I think it's blue whale or something, where it's like you take someone, a teenager, and you try to convince them. They go through all these challenges which fuck their brain up. They go through all these challenges and you're basically just, what do they call it? Brainwashing them to be complicit to you or compliant to you.
Yep.
And then you win the game when you convince them that they need to kill themselves.
Yeah, it gets more and more extreme as it goes on. It starts out really simple.
I mean, how fucking sinister is that?
That's insane.
Like, who would even think of that? You know, I mean, for a movie plot, you'd look at that guy that wrote that script and be like, dude, how the fuck do you even think of that? Like, the goal is to take a young person and make them kill themselves?
I mean, you're right. Blue Whale game, it looks like, or Blue Whale challenge.
So what does it say?
Kind of what you...
We should try this with E and see if it works on someone a little older than a
We should try this with
you know?
E, yeah.
Would you try it, E?
I feel like you'd already try it already. Like, what do you mean?
If it looks like you're going too deep, we'll pull back a little bit.
No, you won't, but...
A 50-day period, initially innocuous before introducing elements of self-harm. The final challenge requiring the player to commit suicide. Go down.
Wow,
You see
50 days, huh? So
Yeah.
it's just a slow drip.
Yep.
Oh, shit, where is that? Here we go.
So there's just a bunch of unrelated child suicides in the Ukraine and in Russia. They're like, what the fuck's going on? So a Russian teen posted a selfie with a caption, "Nigh by," before committing suicide. Her death was then discussed on internet forums and groups, becoming mixed with scare stories and folklore. Further suicides were added to the story soon after a Russian journalist wrote about these group deaths in an article. They claimed that it said 130 teenagers to kill themselves. It's a lot of kids.
Whoa.
Yeah, the origin is uncertain. Some reports say that it comes from a song from a Russian band, Lumen. Its opening lines are, "My scream when no one hears what we're talking about," and it features a huge blue whale that can't break through the net. Others believe it's a reference to beaching a whale, where they become stranded. So see if there's like rules. I thought we read at one point like examples of what they are getting these kids to do. You know,
Yeah.
some kid that's easily influenced. And then obviously cut yourself. And,
Oh, God.
dude, can you imagine? Like, there's so many ways that life can go south for a family where you lose a loved one, you lose a kid, you lose a mom, dad, whatever. And it's like to find out something like that. You know what I mean? That
That
someone's
somebody
gone
behind
so
it.
sinister and trying so hard. All right.
It's a lot of rules. This is like the Seattle Jacks rule book here.
Oh, this is tough. Carve with a razor F57 on your hand and send a photo to the curator. It seems extreme for rule 1, right?
I don't think they were a buildup of anything. These are just them. We went through this the last time, I think.
I would think you'd have to have a build-up in order to convince people to do this shit.
See, now this is more reason. Wake up at 4:20 in the morning, watch psychedelic and scary videos that the curator sends to you.
No, I think I just meant that these rules are not in order per se. I think they're just ones.
Or they just mixed them up in a hat and
I don't know.
regurgitated them onto the website.
Maybe.
It's nonsensical.
Type hashtag I am whale in your, I'm assuming something status, Twitter status, Facebook status. Wake up at 4:20 and go to a roof. The higher the better. You could come down after a while. And then cut your lip is down there. Poke your hand with a needle many times.
Go to a bridge, stand on the edge.
Climb up a crane, or at least try to do it. Just try. Give it.
Go to the
best
highest
effort.
roof you can find. Stand on the edge for some time.
What is a cipher? CIPHER. Another task with a cipher. I keep seeing that word. I don't know what it means. Probably from when I passed out and hit my head when I played this game. Have a meeting with a whale.
Isn't a cipher like a key, like an answer key to something? Like it's a mystery.
Don't act like you knew, E.
I know what a cipher is.
Secret task would scare me. I don't like secret tasks, especially when the whole point is to get me to kill myself.
No, that's a bad one.
Yeah. Make a vow that you're a whale. I'll make that vow every week. Every day I make that vow. Apparently I've been playing the game for a long time. I had no idea. Everybody, every day wake up before. I get it. You like smoking weed. It's cute. 420. Watch horror videos, listen to music that they send you. Make one cut on your body per day, and then talk to a whale. I'm not talking to these people. And then lastly, finally, jump off a high building, take your life. There we go. Boy, that's grim. Should we lighten it up for just a little bit?
Sure. Show me a video.
Let me show you Steph Curry's shot really quick, and then I got a Mike Tyson story for you.
I heard about this pass. I didn't watch it. But this apparently happened in the NBA All-Star game, which apparently happened yesterday.
Yes. I had no idea.
I saw the dunk contest, and it didn't even register with me that, corresponding with this All-Star weekend, they actually play a shit game.
Yeah.
So this is the shit game.
Oh, so this is why it's like Team LeBron and Team Gianni.
They're trying to come up with these ways to keep freshening it up or whatever.
Before we move on to this highlight, did you guys see the winning dunk?
No.
in the dunk contest?
Yeah, dude jumped over Shaq and fucking dunked the ball such that his elbow ended up hanging on the rim.
Okay, wait, I need to see that. Yeah. Over Shaq.
Yes. Now,
Wow.
a couple
Okay.
mitigating things. Shaq did duck just a hair, and the guy
Okay.
did push off his shoulder just a little bit. But it's insane to see this guy flying over Shaq.
Dude, if I could launch off Shaq's shoulder and he bent down a little bit, I could fucking do that. I could do that.
Yeah, you'll watch it and probably conclude that.
Yeah. I bet I will. So here's Steph Curry. And this is a pass over Kevin Durant's head. Kevin Durant's head.
Yeah. Here.
All right, let's go to this one.
Doing it at both ends, leads the NBA in steals.
Yeah, there you go, Curry.
Here's Curry with a high.
Oh, that's cool.
Isn't that sweet?
Yeah, it's almost a setup that you would see in a dunk contest.
Yeah.
He just slams it on
Bang.
the floor just outside the key.
I mean, that's pretty awesome. All right, E, let me see the.
I don't know. I've got to make sure this is it exactly, but I think it.
Dunk contest winner.
I know, but some of these
Jumped
videos.
over Shaq.
I understand, but some of
over
these
Shaq.
videos freaking have
You're gonna
other
find one
Shaq.
example.
Yeah,
Elbow
whatever.
and rim.
Fuck yourself. It's like some of these videos do different things,
Is it
man.
the dunk over Shaq from 2013 or was it 2009?
That is- I think that was
That's
it.
Yeah.
It's not what I was getting at all, but
Don't get in a stew right now, E. The show's almost over, and you got to go out there in the cold. And
We
hang
don't
with
have
Jerry.
any potatoes or carrots. Here we go.
Okay.
So
No, this isn't it.
Yes.
this
No,
is the
I
end
know.
of I had to
All
back
right.
it up a second.
What'd they give him?
I think it was here in this thing. You guys
All
told
right,
me
here we
it
go.
was.
And up and over. Look at his elbow. He's
Wow, dude.
Just, oh my god.
I don't.
Oh my god.
And he's got the Superman
These
under
guys
the
are
shirt.
unreal.
Yeah, but dude, Shaq did have his head bowed, and he wasn't
did.
able to push off. I'm not saying I could
Well, say
definitely
something
do it,
said,
but I'd
well.
have a pretty decent shot. Look at that. I could do that. I
Oh
could do
my
that.
god. So you're just calling it a straight up leapfrog situation.
Yes. And I was pretty damn good at leapfrog.
I don't
I
actually
was.
look like it doesn't look to me like his hand
Yeah, he didn't
pushes
get
off
much
that
push off.
much.
He got a little bit, but
Dude,
not much.
He could have cleared Shaq's head standing up straight too.
Yeah.
He didn't want his balls on his head. He didn't.
It's so unreal, man.
Yeah, these guys are incredible. Absolutely incredible.
Hey, should I get you an email before we go?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Nick writes in concerning the TDC Big Eagle Cam. Please make Big E take a Viagra or half while he is in the tent, so he has to suffer with a boner and can't take care of business because he's on camera. I would throw in $100 on top of what I already donate. Just a thought, and I'm sure Chaz can supply the Viagra. Goodbye, BUI. What do you think,
It's
Jesus?
more than that,
Just
man.
suffer with a boner.
Well,
A
here's the
4-hour
problem.
boner.
I'm not.
The boner does not. The Viagra checks itself.
What do you mean?
Right.
What do you mean by
You
that?
need to get some sort of stimulation. You see a naked chick, now you're gonna get fucking rocked. But if he's just sitting there talking to Jerry or talking to the phone,
Really? It doesn't just.
the Viagra will just sit and wait. It'll
Wow,
just
lies in wait.
it lies in wait, and
Wonder
it's
for how
like,
long.
hello, we gonna do this or what?
Wow.
I've only got 24 hours, pal. Let's
like
go.
A lioness on a savannah.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
So what I said when I saw that come in last night, I said, as a matter of fact, Viagra is in the house. So that part's done. We could maybe
just
get
need a naked
E
chick.
to watch gay porn for a couple hours in there,
Okay.
but it's
No.
got to be the right price. I mean, what is 50
$100
bucks?
is not enough.
No.
I don't know what the price is, but it's not 100.
And if the gay porn doesn't work and he never gets rock, we could have Jerry doing Woody checks for us. If he doesn't, we switch up and we go other porn, fat chicks or something, and then see where the line is,
I hate
where
when
he
you do
gets
this stuff. 'cause
rocked.
I have not in. This is not going to counted as some no thing. I have not in any.
Wait,
Capacity.
what?
This is not going to get counted as some thing of like, oh, blah blah blah. He said this. I haven't said in any capacity that I'm doing this yet.
Wait, I thought you were trying to raise money for the
Yeah, well, I can
homeless.
choose what I want to do and not. So,
Oh, okay. I thought this was about raising money for the homeless.
well, it
okay,
is and it isn't.
whatever.
Oh,
Boy,
see how
I
serious he
put
is.
together as much as I could, Jay, on my end.
Yeah.
Took care
No,
of the
it's
Viagra
ready to
thing.
go.
Yeah, oh,
Sounds
yeah.
like it's all ready to go.
I thought this was a no-brainer, but okay,
We will save the rest for tomorrow.
sounds good.
Bid you adieu, Isis, as you head back out to the Big Eagle Cam. We'll enjoy watching you.
Yeah.
I flat out get addicted to it, and I'm sure a lot of other people do too. So
Is
thank you
someone
for what
bringing
you do, Isis.
Is someone bringing you pizza today?
I think it's gonna. Yeah, I think someone's gonna bring some food.
I said no. Don't do Papa Romano's or Domino's. Be original.
Domino's?
Domino's, yeah, Fats
Fat
Domino's.
Domino's.
Let's shake it up, man. Give us
I don't care where they
some
bring it
tastes of your local neck of the woods, some pizza joint that you like.
Right.
Surprise us.
Fine with me.
A little hole in the wall, Sparrows, whatever.
No Sparrows. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.
Listen, you got one.